Okay, so now let's see how we can replace our arrow node with the game node. So first, we need a game node. Let's create it. So let game node equals. So I'm going to get all of this here and replace with scene, which is here, our scene that we created first. Okay, so now I can replace one and the other when the user will tap on the screen, which is obviously when we have a touches began. So let's make some space here and start typing touches began. And here we need to track two things. Obviously, we either the game node has been placed or it hasn't. So we'll create here another variable which is going to be is game on, and here we can say that it starts with a false, obviously, and here we are going to check. So if is game on, and if it's not, then we do something else. So if the game is on, here we are going to throw balls basically, and here we need to place the game node. Right, so to place the game node, where it's actually really easy, we have already the arrow, and the arrow, by the way, will need to stop. We need to stop updating this if the game is on. So here I'm going to say if is game on, and I put everything in there, and this only happens if the game is not on, obviously, so I'm going to put this exclamation point in front. Now if the game is on, if the game is not on, sorry, so here we need to say that is game on equals true, and we are going to place our game node. So the game node is going to have a transform which is going to be equal to our, actually maybe not the transform, but let's just get the position. So its position is going to be equal to the arrow dot position. But we also need to get the Euler angle from where we are, because we want the game to appear right in front of us. And to do so, we need to get the camera Euler angle y. So let's try and get this. That would be, how should we call that? Let angle equals, so we have our scene views session, its current frame, which has a camera, and the camera has Euler angles. Okay, so here we are going to make sure that we are safe here, so else return, and here I'm going to put a guard. So if that angle doesn't exist, nothing here is going to happen. Now if it does exist, we want the game node Euler angles.y to be equal to our angle. And then finally our game is on, so that the renderer is not going to be called anymore, and we can't do this because I didn't do .y, sorry. It's just the y position that we need here, or the y angle. So now all we have to do is to remove the arrow and add the game node. So scene view dot scene dot root node, and we adding here the game node, and then for the arrow we can just say remove from parent node. So remove from parent node, just like that. Great. Okay, so let's see what this looks like when we run. Okay, so this works, and if I tap, I can see these are right in front. Excellent. So this time I want to make sure that I start here, and I change the Euler angle, so I change pretty much 45 degrees on the side, go on the floor, tap, and if I look, yes, I've got my boxes right in front of me when I look up.